sometimes you
It's
have
recording or live?
Yeah, live.
Huh? You sure?
And after this, it will be. I will download it and upload again in YouTube. Okay, is it okay?
Okay.
It started already actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Just waiting for maybe somebody to go inside. But we can start.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah hari ini kita ada di dalam Masjid Sultan Sulaiman, Sulaimaniyah bahasa Arab dia. Atau kalau di Turki ni kita sebut sebagai Sulaimaniyah Mosque. Masjid Sulaimaniyah. Di sini ni antara masjid yang terbesar lah, dan sebenarnya hari ini saya tak seorang, tak sendiri, bersama dengan seorang rakan yang bersama-sama dalam program dakwah ni. Dan rakan kita ni tak boleh bahasa Melayu tapi saya start dengan bahasa Melayu sebab kita biasa online live dengan bahasa Melayu. Jadi kita kat sini insya-Allah kami dalam program dakwah dan khusus dakwah kepada non-muslim, dan sebenarnya di kalangan dai-dai yang ada dalam ni ada pendakwah yang memang converted. Jadi maknanya mereka ni asal non-muslim kemudian masuk Islam. Jadi hari ni kita bersama dengan sahabat kita ni, teman kita ni, yang kita akan mungkin tanya perjalanannya menuju kepada Islam sampai akhirnya minat untuk melakukan dakwah. Mungkin jadi motivasi kepada kita semua, kepada yang dah sedia Islam, untuk kita sama-sama menjalankan dakwah Islam ni mengikut kapasiti dan kemampuan kita masing-masing. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
How are you? Alhamdulillah, I'm good. And you?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So in this session, maybe we are going to have some story about you, about how is your journey to Islam, and maybe it will inspire the people outside there.
Okay, inshallah.
And even you're not only become Muslim, but you are also become a da'i. So that's one stage
inshallah.
better than
I'm
only
not
a
that
Muslim.
yet, and I'm just trying to see if there is possibility for me to do things like this, you know. Yeah.
But maybe we want to know about you, some introduction, your name, you are from where, and what are you doing here?
Okay. Assalamualaikum everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Zeyna. This is my Muslim name after I become Muslim. I'm originally from China. I am Chinese, original Chinese, Han people. Not, you know, China has like 56 minorities. Majority is Han. Han mostly is atheist, or they say like that's kind of Buddhism, but you know. So I wasn't a born Muslim. My Chinese name is Ma Yinghua. Maybe hard for you to pronounce.
Yeah.
So my background is a bit. I am doing business. Yeah, I do business for always. And how I found
what kind of business?
I do business, trading, merchandise, you know, this kind of trading, import and export. When I was in China, doing import and export in construction materials and things like that. Yeah, so that's why I travel a lot.
Oh, okay.
I travel overseas because so that's how I met Islam while I was traveling.
Yeah.
So should I go on to tell you the story, or you have any questions?
We are waiting for the story. It's maybe an amazing story to inspire others. Okay, you can tell us.
Actually, like we live in China, even though in number-wise, if you go to Google or go to any, you will find like there are 40-50 million Muslims in China. So, which is almost as big as Malaysian population, right? But in my life, I never heard about Islam before I became Muslim. I never know what is Islam. I knew other religion, but I never know what is Islam. So my impression before I met the first Muslim was like in those Hong Kongese movie. They will have something, somebody wearing those white clothes in a nightclub, which is Arab. they call that those very rich Arab men. They are in the club, nightclub. That's very bad. Always in the Hong Kong movie, the Muslim or the Arabs is only. It's that type of people.
Oh, okay.
So, first time when I went to a business trip to Iran, so I had a transit flight in Dubai. I saw, of course, I wasn't Muslim, so Astaghfirullah was half naked. So I went through in the airport. I saw many women, Arab women. They're wearing black, black and black.
The whole black color.
Yes. For me, I felt so sorry for them. Really, I look at them. I felt so sorry for them. So it's that type of from the media or the ignorance, like thinking those women being oppressed by their family, by their husband, by their father, brothers. That's what we know before. We read. Will they be beaten up? Will they be forced by putting all the things on them? So I was walking and I see those ladies sitting there. I think, oh, they must be jealous. I can just wear whatever I wear and then walk freely. Yeah. That's my first impression when I saw a Muslim lady. So with this, after I become Muslim, I saw some ladies. They are innocent, but they're wearing shorts. I really understand. I don't feel like she's trying to attract somebody or that's her lifestyle. Yeah. They never know something else, just like before I was. So let's go back my story. Then after that, I stayed 3 days in Iran, in Tehran. It was a business trip. Who hosted me wasn't a practicing Muslim, even though they are supposed to, but they are not. So nothing related to Islam, to religion. During my meetings with my business customers, suppliers, or whatever. But during that 3 days, I have 2 very positive impressions. Until now, I remember very clearly. One is when we go to the restaurant. So, my suppliers, they will always try to host me. They bring us to the good restaurant. So I saw those families, they come, man and the woman cover. And the man actually...
Also in black color? Or?
Not necessarily black color. Yeah. Over there it's more colorful.
Oh, okay.
Over there more colorful. It's more free those days. It seems like that. I don't remember in this part. Yeah, but they cover.
Okay.
So I saw the men, they treat their woman nicely. It was like a big shock to me.
You didn't saw that's in your country, in China?
No, it's not about that. It's about, we always think the Muslim women are oppressed,
okay.
Yeah. And also they treat the woman nicely, even nicer than in my country. Yeah, they really open the door for the woman, they move the chair, when they talk to them, you can see their smile, very sweet. They talk to them nicely, It was like really a big, So we are not together. I was just in the same restaurant. I was just watching. So this is like something in my head. It's really strong.
Yeah.
And something in my head. So it brings a question like, oh, maybe they are still like normal people. It's not necessarily like they are, So that's the first impression. And then one time we were driving by a university, a college. So those young girls, they just finished their school. They are ready to go home. So waiting the bus, transportation, whatever, in front of the gate. So I saw them, like young girls, they're just chatting, laughing, happy, few of them. I saw them wearing black, black and black. But down there, I saw the blue jeans and the sport shoes. It's just we passing by car. That's something like a camera, a shot, It saved in my drive. So,
Yeah.
also the girls, even with these things, they can be happy. They're very happy. Look at them. They are happy. They're normal, you know. And also they're wearing sport shoes, blue jeans. That's like us. So these two, I think it was, of course, in the hotel. They will have. I opened the drawer, and I found the Quran, Sajada, and the one, the Kaaba sign, you know, Qibla sign. I didn't know what that. But something for me is like, what is this? And then you turn on the TV, you always have the Quran recitation. Some channels is always like that. I sometimes, because I don't know the language, so I just leave it on. It sounds, it's not like something you don't understand, it will annoy you, but it's nice, so I just leave it on. So that's my 3 days there. Then I just left and go on my trip.
Didn't the recitation is come inside your mind?
Not really.
You didn't feel anything?
Not really. I just not
feel
really.
that it is nice.
Just like feel that it's nice. Yeah, not really. So then I went to Italy. I stayed sometimes, do my job, and come back to China. So after, let me see, after maybe 1 month, something like that, and a visitor come to my company, come to my factory. He is an Arab Muslim. He said, I don't know why I keep your brochure, because he got a small brochure from the exhibition, and he just grabbed. We didn't meet in the exhibition. He just grabbed, and he said, for me, whatever not useful, I just tear through. This brochure is always with me. I went to Beijing, I went to another city, I went back to Saudi Arabia, I come back to China, it's with me in my bag. I don't know why.
But you didn't read it yet?
No, I didn't read it yet. So this is a man. It's a brochure, it's my business profile. It's bring him to me, bring him to visit me. So he is the one who bring me the message about Islam. So also the way why he keep this brochure, all his way, which is not him. He said, I have no idea why I just have this one, and I keep thinking I need to visit this lady, I need to visit this factory, I need to visit this factory. Actually, it wasn't even his business. So he came. How we start talking about Islam, I don't forgot. So he start talking about, just like doing that while, ask her, what do you believe? What do you think this word, how this word become like this? And how he said how it's so perfectly, the sun and the earth, the moon, the distance, the air, the oxygen, all the things, those scientific facts, the very common things, everybody knows, the very common. So he started asking me that, said that a seed, a small tiny seed drop on the earth and grow the tree and then bring the same fruit. All these things, he asked me, what do you think? What do you think, where it's from? Is it all from an accident? Like just ethics, they say it's all by accident it happened. I tell him, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. That's what my answer. I don't know. You tell me why.
Actually, have you think about it before?
So he told me why. He told me there is a God. Like what you say. No, there is God. He's the only God. He created everything. Things like that. Very simple. Very simple actually. Not so deep things.
But before you meet him, did you think about that things that he asked?
About Islam?
No, the things that he asked you. Or that's the first time when he asked you, you are thinking?
I think I thought a lot, but maybe in a different way. For me, I always think, this life, what's it for? What this life for?
Okay.
This life, for me, since I was maybe my teenagers, I was always a different child. The people around me think I'm strange because I always think of something they think is useless. For example, like, what we live for. I say, just to have a good life. Why you need to ask this? I say, well, what's the real meaning? Why we need to live? So according to them, even I was like 15, 16 years old, I thought this life has no meaning. Because according to what they teach me, you just grow up, you have a good education, you find a good job, you get married, you have children, you grow them up, you bring them up well, then you die, then nothing. Then why all this suffering? Let me die now. I don't have to struggle so all the way. Then get old, get rough, and then I die. Why don't I kill myself now? I was thinking that way. Yeah, I can do that now. So I was always in a pain. Very strange. I always cannot be really, really happy. A few months ago, I was with a Turkish right author. She also a teacher in Islamic school. She writes the stories of those new converts. So she heard about my story. She knows also she did the same things. But she want to write my story in the book. So she
what
told
language?
Maybe did not finish yet.
What language she used?
Turkish.
Okay.
So she said like in Quran, I don't know the exactly the ayah, the meaning is like our heart, if somebody's heart does not know Allah, he is in the complete darkness. He's in complete darkness. That's what I felt. Then suddenly when she said this, I said, yes, that's exactly what's to me. All my life, actually, whether I am poor, or I become rich, or I become successful in my work, in my study, whatever, I have a lot of friends, I have a nice house, I have everything, I cannot be happy. I always feel something missing there. I don't know what is that. But always when I was young, like in the school, you don't have many things go. So I would like be more focused, like maybe it's the meaning of life, purpose of life, But when you start working, you go around, you have a lot of the things occupy you. So maybe I didn't think that deep, like this is life purpose, make me feel unhappy. But still, always something missing. I feel not happy.
Okay.
It's always like that. So until I found Islam, this is something like, alhamdulillah, I always say it's really not me. Don't think because I'm smart, I can tell this is the truth, so I follow. No, really, the things is so simple. All those statements you tell to any other people or maybe another time, it will just make no difference. For example, like you grab a guy, you ask him where you think this word from, and there is God. He will not say yes. But then I say yes, I believe you. That's it. Allah just opened my heart. He said, do you believe there is only one God? And I say, yes, it makes sense. That's the truth. And then I just believed. I just feel that's the truth. It's not me, it's Allah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so after maybe 10 days, something like that, I took Shahada. Alhamdulillah.
Where is it?
In Guangzhou.
Oh, mashallah. In the mosque, is it?
In the mosque. In the oldest mosque in China or Asia part, the oldest mosque. Oh, yeah.
With the imam there.
Yes, with the imam there. I said it in Chinese.
How is it? Can you pronounce it in Chinese?
In Chinese, say 万物非主，唯有 Allah， 或者说or 唯有真主。 万物非主，唯有真主。
Okay.
Muhammad 是他的使者和仆人。
Yeah, that one I know. Muhammad is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my story. And after that, it's actually become Muslim. Like Abdul Aziz said, it's a never-ending journey. Yeah, when first I start, it's easy for you to say Shahada in a way, but then the real practicing is hard. You know, it takes time. It takes time. But luckily, Alhamdulillah, my family, because always for a convert Muslim, always have another big issue is the family. But Alhamdulillah, my family, they are used to. They're used to. I am always different than the others, so they give up on convince me. So whatever I do, they just accept.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, it's in a positive way. Right?
Yeah, in a positive way. They are very open-minded. They respect my choice, and they respect whenever I visit, I stay in my parents' home. Everybody eat halal food.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah. Even if there is no halal meat, because where my parents live, there is none Muslim. There is no one Muslim. So for a long time, if I stay with them, maybe 1 month, 2 months, we don't eat meat. We don't eat any meat. The whole family does not eat meat with me. We just eat fish and vegetable. Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
So, thank you so much for your story, and I think there's part by part, you know, the story of actually a Muslim must be we call it, must show the good manner, right?
Yes.
So that's called da'i. It's not about what you are talking, but it's about what you are doing, right?
Yes, exactly. In my story, you can see what impressed in me is the manner. And even it's not the people who is acting like he mean it. It's just a very it's the real attitude. So that's for also sometimes when, for example, like we are wearing hijab, we need to watch our behavior, you know, because sometimes it's not only us we represent Islam.
But there are some people, non-Muslim, they see that all that beautiful manners of a Muslim, but they didn't feel anything. What about it?
So that's why the main things is
Allah give.
It's Allah.
Right.
It's Allah given. It's Allah give. It's not us. It's not the human who becomes. It's not me.
But I think there is one thing, that you are sincere in your life. You want the good, and you want
also
the
it's Allah.
goodness.
It's Allah.
Because
without Allah's will, we cannot even blink our eye. Everything is Allah. Now we're talking. I think how to answer your questions. It's Allah. It's not me.
Yeah, that's right.
La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. We have nothing without Allah's will.
Yeah, that's right.
Alhamdulillah. I'm so grateful to become Muslim, even though there are quite struggles in many, in many ways. But Alhamdulillah, with time, I feel more and more and more. I feel myself I'm lucky to become a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. You have no idea. Because you're born Muslim, you don't know the difference.
And do you have time if I just explain them some summary about the story in Malay language?
Okay. Sure. Okay. Go ahead.
So, jadi sahabat kita cerita ni, sahabat kita ni Chinese yang memang asal daripada China, negara China, dan tak ada apa-apa idea dalam fikiran tentang Islam pada asal dia. Tapi apa yang membuatkan sahabat kita ni Zeyna, namanya Zeyna setelah pada Islam, yang kemudiannya akhirnya boleh menerima Islam. Tu one by one lah tadi, satu persatu cerita. Saya ingat mungkin yang mendengar sekarang lebih faham kot ini English kan, kita semua insyaAllah boleh faham, tapi tak apa, saya ambil point saja. Jadi satu persatu kejadian yang dilihat di depan mata itu, yang dilakukan oleh umat Islam. Yang pertama sekali, yang mula membuka hati itu bila beliau melihat macam mana seorang lelaki Muslim bersama dengan keluarganya, isteri dan anak-anaknya berada di satu restoran, kedai makan, dan kemudian macam mana suami atau ayah tu melayani isteri dan anak-anak dia, dan sampai tahap ditolakkan kursi, dibukakan pintu kereta, senyuman, kita senyum pada keluarga yang nampak sangat-sangat tulus, ikhlas menyayangi keluarga dia. Dan itu tak dapat dijumpai di keadaan dalam negara sendiri, maknanya di kalangan mereka sendiri. Maknanya melihat macam mana lelaki melayan wanita, sedangkan dalam dunia kita bagi tahu bahawa Islam seolah-olah menindas dan merendahkan wanita, kan? Tapi situasi tu nampak tak macam mana contoh teladan seorang lelaki, seorang ayah, itu jadi satu bentuk hidayah, pembuka hati kepada sahabat kita ni untuk menerima Islam. Okay. Dan kemudian ada lagi situasi demi situasi, berjumpa dengan seorang yang kemudian membuka pemikiran. Yang beliau ni seorang businesswoman, berniaga, jadi selalu travel satu dunia untuk urusan berniaga. Dan ada seorang yang kemudian membuka persoalan kan, tentang Allah menciptakan, mengenai dengan siapakah yang menciptakan pokok, yang mencipta buah-buahan, menciptakan kejadian-kejadian di alam ini yang tak mungkin berlaku dengan sendirinya. Tu buka sikit fikiran, tapi kemudian macam tu saja pergi kan. Kemudian tengok ada menonton satu rancangan TV yang ada bacaan-bacaan Quran kan, maknanya beliau mendengar bacaan Quran tu dan rasa tenang gitu kan, rasa dengar bacaan Quran tu, rasa bacaan tu sedap, macam tu je. Belum lagi masuk ke dalam hati, tapi dia pergi masa demi masa sampai akhirnya menerima hidayah Islam. Dan dah tentu tu adalah pembukaan Allah yang buka hatinya. Dan sebenarnya kunci satunya adalah keikhlasan dalam mencari kehidupan. Yang beliau fikirkan sebelum ni, apa sebenarnya erti hidup ni, kita mungkin yang Islam pun fikir juga apa erti hidup ni sebenarnya, yang sampai kita kata kalau hidup ni sekadar untuk hidup, kemudian melakukan segala-galanya, mendapatkan segala-galanya dalam hidup ni, dan kemudian mati macam tu saja, kenapa perlu hidup sekarang? Kan bukan senang hidup ni kan, ada banyak masalah kan, ada banyak kejadian-kejadian yang tak menyenangkan gitu. Untuk apa menderita dalam hidup ni kalau hanya untuk mati macam tu saja kan? Jadi mungkin Islam memberikan satu gambaran ada kehidupan selepas mati. Kita kena ingat, maknanya sebagai seorang Islam, kehidupan selepas mati itu memberikan ketenangan hidup pada kita. Sebab bagi orang bukan Islam, yang non-Muslim, bila tahu, bila fikir mati macam tu saja, memang akan rasa putus asa dengan hidup ni. Itulah perjalanan sahabat kita ni menuju kepada Islam. And I think maybe you have some advice to the Muslim people on how they can what they can do is actually in their life to maybe to open the what is it?
You mean to the non-Muslim?
Yeah, to the non-Muslim.
So we Muslim, what should we do to the non-Muslim? You mean your question?
Yeah, and then and also the Muslim people, what actually they should do in their life, even though they are not da'i, so they can realize that actually what they are doing is watched by the non-Muslim, and
Yes.
it may give
Yes.
hidayah to them.
Yes, I'm nobody to give a suggestion. First of all, I'm nobody. I'm myself. I'm still trying hard to overcome my laziness. This kind of things. But if you say come to a non-Muslim vision, what a Muslim should better to do. First of all, just don't ignore the non-Muslim next to you. For me, it's simply like maybe I'm not a professional da'i as those volunteers to pick up somebody, approach through the steps. But the one thing I often do is, sure that this is also dawah. Like for example, like back to China, I always live in a community there is no Muslim or very few Muslim. So every time sometimes I go to the shop, I enter a taxi. Alhamdulillah, people were not fighting away from me. They often come to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes they were like this. People fighting away. They just right.
Mm-hmm.
Often people they come talk to me. They ask, "Hey, why you putting this?
Mm-hmm.
Are you from selling the noodle? You know the ramen. You know in China we have ramen people. They wear
They
this.
were okay.
Or are you from Xinjiang?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you sick?"
Mm-hmm.
They will come out with funny questions. Or are you just finish your cancel this kind of a treatment? You lost your hair, so you have to cover. So funny questions always. So I said no. I wear this because I'm a Muslim. So then they will reply, "Oh, you are from Xinjiang or you are from Hui people." I said no, I'm Han people. Yeah, I'm Han. I'm local, like I'm in Guangzhou. So I'm local people. Then I speak Cantonese to them. They were shocked. Huh? How? And then I would tell them, this is my religion. I wear this because I'm Muslim. You know what Muslim means? So I started explaining to them Muslim, what is Muslim, what is Islam, what Islam means. And because in China, people always know Muslims they don't eat pork, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because Chinese Muslim, they don't really tell their neighbors what Islam is. They just tell them we don't eat pork. It's just that's it, you know. So I would tell them, I would share with them. We don't eat pork, yes, but also we don't eat many other things. So then I tell them why we don't eat those things, because Allah is protecting us from the harmful, you know. So I will tell them we don't eat this because of this reason, and we eat those because they are not good for our health. So then I said actually Islam is the most, Allah created everything. Allah knows what is good, what is bad, right?
Yeah.
Then people will ask, you can not do this, you cannot do that. It's very hard. I will make an example, tell them, actually, for example, like a parents, you care about your kids so much, you're forbidding them from many harmful things, right?
Yeah.
But what about the stranger kids come and he's doing all those things? Will you really struggle to stop him? You will not, because you don't care about him.
Yeah.
So I said our religion care about us so much. You cannot do this, you cannot do that, because that's not good for us. For Allah loves us so much. What about the religion? Say, okay, you don't, it doesn't matter. You like it, you do it, and you think if that's it cannot be true, right?
Yeah.
It cannot be true. So I will tell them like this, in a very short journey, I will make the statement about what is Islam. We only believe one God. We don't worship any statues. The only one, and He cannot be seen. And so I make an example, say why we cannot imagine what is God. God is too great, above all creation. For example, like Einstein, an ant cannot understand Einstein, right? No way for the ant to understand Einstein. So for us, we cannot know what is God. That's more than the difference than an ant to Einstein. I say so. We cannot imagine what is God. God created everything. God is the only one. That's it. Basically, we're Muslim. We only. This is the most important thing. Pork, not pork. That's other things. With hijab, no hijab. That's other thing. So I will do that. So I will try to convey the basic information to the people around me as much as possible as I can.
That's good.
Whenever I go, when people try to open the talk, I will deliver this to them. We don't eat pork, not because we worship pork. We worship pig because it's not good for us, and also what we eat, what we don't eat. And we worship only one God. There is no other, Tawheed. And I said on the first of all, third, women wear hijab. Yes, it's to protect us. And woman has the awrah, men also have. Just like Sister Anna, men also being requested that you cannot do this. So tell them if this is fair. And then people will come out with the 4 wives question. Always.
That's the most important.
Always. So I tell them, okay, that's the, men and women are different. Allah allowed it, yes, but only under one condition is you must be fair.
Actually, that one you can bring the story of your dynasty, where the king is always have thousands of
no need
women.
to go that far. Even today, how many mistresses they have, I said, so that's why I said that this is, so I will just start it simply and ended it simply. So those people, inshallah, when they hear these things, at least that he will have some basic understanding about Muslim in a positive way. So we are ordered to be good to our parents. Our mother is the woman in our religion is the most important. Allah ordered us first, or maybe it's a hadith. First you go to your mother, second is your mother, third is mother, fourth come to your father. I would tell them this. So it's just like Brother Ahmad say, woman right is very important to endow that dawah, because all the world now they attack Islam by saying Islam has no woman rights.
That's right.
So Alhamdulillah, I suggest our Muslim brothers and sisters, simply you can do, you just whatever come to your life, come to your conversation, just tell them these things, Tawheed, why we are not eating pork, why our woman is like this. So simply, and they will remember, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. 谢谢你。lupa nak bagi mukadimah. 他是我的朋友。他叫 Zeyna. Zeyna nama Islamnya. Nama Cina kita tak boleh sebut lah. Dia susah sikit. Baik. Dia Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. 谢谢你。
谢谢大家。
Kepada sahabat kita ni, kita doakan lah mudah-mudahan akan terus istiqamah untuk kembali ke negaranya sendiri dan menjalankan dakwah di negaranya. Jadi memang kalau ikut ceritakan sister sahabat kita ni, bukan mudah lah untuk berdakwah kepada masyarakat Cina yang di sana, sebab mereka tu ada sejarah yang sangat kuat mengenai kita biasa dengar kan dinasti-dinasti. Jadi sejarah yang sangat kuat ni lah menyebabkan mereka sangat sukar untuk mengubah pegangan. Jadi insyaAllah itu memerlukan doa pada kita semua, dan itulah yang insyaAllah sikit pengalaman yang kita dapatkan daripada sahabat kita daripada China ni. Dan Alhamdulillah, yang sebenarnya kita nak buat pertemuan ni bukan senang kami appointment balik habis program, lepas tu hilang ke sana ke sini. Akhirnya Alhamdulillah Allah takdirkan di sini, dengan background belakang ni dalam bangunan Masjid Sulaimaniyah, Istanbul, Turki. InsyaAllah terima kasih pada semua yang bersama-sama dengan kita. Yang kalau mungkin yang dah terlambat join tadi, boleh tengok balik. InsyaAllah kita akan upload semula di YouTube channel yang sama, Qurrotul Aien Fatah Yasin UQAFY. InsyaAllah. Wallahualam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih.
Ya, sama-sama.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.